So the Players' Championship, it's kind of weird that we're not really talking about 2020 because we had one round of tournament before COVID hit, but we're back with a vengeance. Marc Leishman is here. Does it feel kind of funny being back, I guess, after knowing that 1 year ago everything changed completely?
I think it seems pretty normal. Last year, it seems like it was about 4 years ago, to be honest. So I guess we're just happy to be back here and excited to be back here for sure. Haven't been 2 years since the last Players. So, getting ready and definitely ready to go.
I think it marks such a landmark as well in the fact that everyone's been through so much and the world looks so different now compared to how it did 1 year ago. And the fact that the PGA Tour has done such a good job of giving us golf.
Yeah, they have. We're really lucky. Just that I guess we only had 3 months off. You look at other sports, particularly hockey, I guess, and they had a lot of time off, and the tour's done a great job. So we're fortunate that we've still got a living to play for, and be here in this nice weather down here in Florida.
I know, and it's going to be lovely this week. Last week there were fans back at Bay Hill, and there's going to be 25 capacity at the Players this year. How do you feel about having the fans back on the course and hearing those cheers?
Yeah, it's exciting. Certainly miss them. A year without fans is it's just weird when you're so used to having feedback when you hit a shot, good or bad. A lot of the time when you hit into a green where you can't quite see the surface, you can tell if it's close or not. For a year, we haven't been able to tell that. So it's really good to have them back. And the thing that I didn't realise I'd missed, but did miss until last week was, when you're walking from green to the next tee, is people yelling out your name and just that. I guess it, just gives you something extra to play for, I suppose, which is good.
Yeah, I love that. I was actually at Bay Hill and went to watch Russell on Sunday, and I think it was after the 10th, between 10 and 11, there was a guy holding a Scotland flag. And I'm like, you haven't had that for such a long time. Like, how nice to get that support one-on-one. Yeah,
little stuff like that just makes a difference. Hearing an Australian accent out there for me, or seeing an Australian flag, or just a kid even, just they don't have to say anything, just the way they look at you, look at you like you're, they really look up to you, and that's really cool. So, it's nice to have fans back. We as players certainly appreciate it, and we won't take it for granted again, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. And the place we're going to hear it the most this week will be on 17. We'll talk about the iconic 17th hole in a little while, but how is TPC Sawgrass looking?
I mean, best I've ever seen it by far. Best I've seen any golf course, to be honest. The condition of it's impeccable. It's just... with no disrespect to any other golf course that I've ever played, but I've never seen a golf course in this good a condition. The fairways are absolutely perfect. The rough is rough enough without being silly, but just it's all the same. Like normally you'll have a few areas where it's patchy or you maybe can get lucky. I think it's all very similar, and the greens are as quick as I've seen them, apart from the year that they killed them. But I actually haven't seen the greens this fast on a Tuesday ever at the Players. So the course is amazing.
You sent us a video of the rough the other day, and I mean, it was lush, and we've had quite a lot of rain here and cooler temperatures, obviously, but I mean, it's probably going to grow another inch by the time the weekend rolls around. But how do you think play from the rough is going to be this week then?
I think if you get an area where it's down grain, it'll be all right. They're mowing a lot of the rough with hand mowers, so there's no tyre tracks.
Okay.
So you can't really get lucky. If sometimes at other tournaments you can get lucky and be where the tyres of the mower have been and sort of laid down, and you can get a 5-iron out of it. Mm-hmm. I think if you've got anything more than a 7 or an 8 iron, it's going to be difficult to judge. Or if you get an area where it's into the grain, I think it's going to be really tough. But it's going to be that fine line of, I think I can get it out, but can I actually get it out? So it'll make you think about it, which is good. It's how you want it to be, I think. Mm-hmm. You know, when it's any longer than this, it's just to grab your wedge and hack it back out and go from there. But I think you think you'll be able to get it out, but I'm not sure whether you actually will be able to.
Okay. Well, it'll be fun when the weekend comes then. With your game specifically, how do you prepare for playing TPC Sawgrass?
A lot of work on the longer stuff, because you can't play this golf course if you're missing fairways. Yeah. So a lot of work on the longer stuff and chipping and putting. I feel like my irons are most of the time pretty decent. But, you know, everything's got to be working around here. You can't pretend with any part of your game. So I think that's why it's such a diverse list of winners. Yeah. Anyone can win, and anyone can shoot 80. Mm-hmm. So I think that's what's you have to work it both ways, and if any part of your game's off, it's going to get found out. So you have to prepare for this one like you prepare for a major.
Okay. This week is not going to be one of those weeks where distance off the tee and crushing that driver is going to put guys at a real advantage. Overall, I mean, I know you can't speak for everyone, but you and the kind of general consensus of the field, do guys prefer weeks like this? I mean, I think Bryson last week at Bay Hill was an example where he was going to try something completely different, and I guess overall it paid off for him when everything was put together. But do you guys enjoy it where it's more of a kind of level playing field course?
Yeah, I mean, I think last week was good. I think you just have to play well. I think around any golf course you have to play well. I don't think there's any golf course that's a given that Bryson's going to tear up or whatever. Because if you play poorly, you're not going to score very well. But this is different. This is I think there's so many people that can win this week, just because of the reason is that you have to every part of your game has to be on. Mm-hmm. Maybe you can get away with a few areas, a few bad shots here and there, and hitting it into bad spots, but it's going to find you out eventually, as Bay Hill would definitely. I think guys enjoy this. It's just just tests every part of your game.
Mm-hmm. And Elk and I always talk about the fact that Pete Dye has that visual intimidation on the tee. You've played this tournament so many times now. Do you still feel that? Like, do you still stand on tee boxes and you're seeing the trouble that's out ahead of you?
Yeah, there's a couple of tee shots there that are still tough. But there's also holes there that I've learned only in the last couple of years that where the tee lines you up and the shape of the hole tries to dictate what shot you have to play. Like the 10th, for instance, you look like you have to hit a draw off there. Mm-hmm. But there's actually quite a lot of room that you can just hit a straight one, or if you want to hit a little fade, you can. And I only learned that 2 years ago, which is a slow learner. But, there's certain holes still push buttons, definitely. And they probably always will. But when you know that there is enough room up there to hit a golf ball into, it does make it a little bit easier. And I guess the first round last year was probably one of the best rounds I've had around this course. So hopefully I can keep that going, have another good one Thursday and Friday, and be the start of a good week, hopefully.
Good, that's good momentum. We talked before a couple of months ago about the fact that, when there was the break from golf, you just didn't really get to play that much, and coming back was tough. I mean, you had said there was times you were standing over the ball and you didn't even feel like the same person that had won the Farmers at the beginning of 2020. But then after working with your coach and then that fourth place finish at the Sony Open in Hawaii, there's such an upturn after that, and you must really feel so good about it.
Yeah, I'm feeling better. It was weird. I couldn't put my finger on it last year, and I was willing to do anything really. We finally got Dennis over, and he picked it up straight away what I was doing. It wasn't even my swing; it was in my setup. So yeah, that was frustrating. But as long as you learn from those things, feel like you got to try and make them positives. Hopefully that won't happen again, but we'll see. But yeah, it was interesting. It was an interesting time, and that's why you celebrate your good weeks and try and forget the bad ones as quick as possible.
Yes, you have to have a short memory when you're a golfer, don't you?
Yes, it's really important. Really, really important.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad that it was an easy fix in that sense anyway. And I hope you have a great week this week. As you say, you got off to a great start last year. So just keep all the good vibes and the momentum going. And hopefully it's a great Players' Championship for you.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, game's feeling decent. I didn't play very well last week at Bay Hill, but feeling good early in the week here, and just always trying to improve. So hopefully we can slowly improve all week and peak on Sunday afternoon to hopefully have a chance of lifting that trophy. That
would be nice. And, well, I guess just enjoy every minute on TPC Sawgrass, bearing in mind you said it's the best you've ever seen it or ever seen a course in general. So, and the weather forecast looks great.
Hopefully I'll be spending a lot of time on the fairway.
Yeah, I know. See, putting it out there. Right, Leish, thank you so much. Great to catch up. And we'll see you out on the course this week.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you.
Get in the game on the SG Tour Golf Gaming app and play 4-ball. It's a classic stroke play competition based on the aggregate scores of 4 players. Who makes your team? Well, pick 4 guys, 1 from each tier based on the current World Golf Rankings. Want a tip? You need 4 guys to make the cut. Get in the game on the SG Tour Golf Gaming app, available on iOS in the App Store.